the ticketing initiative, and i.e. smart cards, or indeed the mobile phone technology that Mike had talked about earlier on. The station improvements, again, are not on a scale of what has been done down in London, but nevertheless we are spending significant amounts of money upgrading existing Victorian railway stations for DDA compliance and the movement of large volumes of people. And of course our much loved narrow gauge small subway that people who visit Glasgow tend to fall in love with, and we have plans for our subway modernisation, which we've presented to the government in terms of our plans to take that forward. Our FastLink project, which is up there, is effectively our bus rapid transit network, and we are certainly involved in fairly detailed discussions with the government and the City Council about the planning of that network. And the FastLink project will indeed allow us to tap into almost every events area that the Commonwealth Games will be held at. And the good thing about the network that we are planning for FastLink is that about 85% of the route will be in dedicated thoroughfare, which makes it effectively a tram network on tyres. We certainly have been learning plenty of lessons from what was achieved in Manchester, and some good things and indeed some bad things, but you do learn from other people's mistakes. Before the Games, certainly what we want to do is to look to see how, and I suppose that was part of my question this morning, about how we plan for concerts, conferences, sporting events, although I'm talking specifically about the 2014 Games. Much of the infrastructure in Glasgow is in place, and how we market not just Glasgow, but indeed Scotland as a whole as an events destination. And one of the things I believe my own organisation is ideally placed to achieve is indeed to improve coordination between a whole series of partners to plan transport arrangements for events such as this. And we recently had a large event in Glasgow just last week, which was held all over the UK, and that was the Take That concert, which was over 3 nights at Hampden there. And the transport arrangements, quite frankly, were dreadful. And the average journey time from the city centre, from Hampden to the city centre, was 1 hour and 40 minutes. Where normally, if there's no event on, you could easily do the journey in 15 minutes. So we have to do better, not just in terms of the Commonwealth Games, and we will do better for the Commonwealth Games, and we will get it right, but planning generally for large-scale events in terms of getting to people from the events areas, we just must start talking together and do better in terms of planning. So the future, well, would transport to and from events be included in the ticket price? I don't see why not. If the audience out there is, you know, the teenagers or the 20-somethings or the slightly olders are paying 55 or 60 or 70 quid for a ticket, and a good slice of that is 7 or 8 quid a booking fee, would they mind paying another 3 or 4 quid for transport to be included to and from the event? And that, I don't think so. I think they would see it as part of the overall package. So we as an organisation are now in the process of pulling together a whole series of partners in Glasgow and West and Central Scotland with a view to pulling a sort of strategic objective together to plan these events well in advance with the police and the local authorities and other organisations, so that the public will be left with this perception that once their ticket or their mobile phone arrives